undercounted. The government says 64 people died as a result of the devastating hurricane.
But there was that recent study, Rosanna, from Harvard University concludes that more than 4,700 people on the island could have been killed after the hurricane. That's more than 70 times the official data. Now joining us now in studio more to discuss the conflicting numbers, Congresswoman Nydia Velázquez. She represents parts of Brooklyn, Lower Manhattan, and Queens. Welcome to the Good Day Studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start off with why the conflicting of the numbers? Because you see 64 and then you see 4,645 people. Where are we missing the links, and why is the data discrepancy so huge?
Well, that is why we need to conduct an audit. The federal government, the U.S. Congress, should order the GAO to conduct an independent investigation. It is important for the American people to know what happened and why this discrepancy. Why is it that the local government was not prepared to face such a massive natural disaster, as well as the government lack of response from the federal government?
So let me ask you something. Even Harvard says this is not the definitive study. The Milken Institute at George Washington University is hoping to do a more comprehensive study on all of this. But the bottom line is, I mean, it's horrible that people were not able to get the medical treatment that they got. This is aftermath stuff, right? People not being able to get their medication, hospitals down because they had no power. But some of those problems had to do with a very corrupt power situation in Puerto Rico. Years and years and years of neglect.
It is a combination of local decisions made by the local government, but also remember, when natural disaster strikes, it is the federal government responsibility to show up to report federal assets. We did not. Remember, this happened September 20th. The President of the United States went to Puerto Rico October 4th, 2 weeks later, and we didn't have the kind of federal assets being deployed ahead of the hurricane hitting Puerto Rico.
Like you were saying in Florida and like you have in Texas, so a lot of people are saying Puerto Rico was forgotten. I think what a lot of people don't understand why these numbers are so important, because there is a direct correlation between the numbers and federal funding. So what do you want to say to all of the people who are watching right now who are saying, well, Puerto Rico did get its billions of dollars. They did get the care package.
Over $3.2 billion just to help get the power grid back on, which they say is still shaky, right?
Listen, all the insurance companies have estimated that the reconstruction of Puerto Rico will undertake $90 billion.
Wow.
And this is without having these type of numbers. So it is important, because when Congress is going to make a decision as to how much money to allocate for a locality or a state, it's based on all this data that we didn't have at the time we were voting.
90 billion was the whole package, and then it was parceled out to Florida, and the money was also parceled out to Texas, and then the money was also given. So it was parceled out between 3 major devastations that occurred at the same time.
So the fact that we didn't act fast enough, coupled with the money that we allocated, is making Puerto Rico vulnerable. Another hurricane, Category 2, will knock down the entire population.
And not everybody's up and running in Puerto Rico
My
now.
hometown of Yabucoa, where it made landfall, they still have no running water.
Your mom's there?
Yeah, no, my mother died, but my family. I have 7 brothers and sisters.
And we're looking at hurricane season right now as we speak. So, this is a very tenuous situation moving forward. Can we talk about immigration and what's happening right now on the Hill? Where do we stand with that?
Right,
Sandy, It's Sandy, from Sandy, did not get the help that they needed.
And the president, as the president of the United States, he needs to act swiftly and immediately, and that didn't happen.
Well, you know what, we're all angry about what's happening in Puerto Rico, and we are all paying attention, and the fact that you're here to shine a spotlight on Good Day means a lot. Thank you so much.
All the best.